Hello and welcome back to another video, guys. So it is Saturday currently, just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Just getting a few steps in here. So I didn't actually plan to do another video this week, but I am heading up to the Aviva Stadium today to watch a Leinster match. So I said I'd kind of take you through maybe some food that I'm having on the go and how I'm going to kind of approach, I suppose, meals out when I'm on my fat loss journey. So almost through week 1 of the 8-week phase, and I'm currently sitting at 74.3 kilo, started at 76 kilo, so 2.7 drop off already. Now most of that is going to be down to, I suppose, water weight replenishing off the body, reduced carb intake, and just kind of tightening up in certain areas with my snacks and stuff like that. So, it's early days yet and there's a lot of work still to do, but there's not like much restriction for me now at the minute. It's just a bit more controlled. Focusing on my meal timings is a big thing as well, and just being more structured with my actual snacks then, not to be going overboard, and just making sure to track absolutely everything. And I'm weighing a lot more of my food now as well, so just all around more structured and in a better position with that. So just out getting a few steps now, and the plan is to hit the gym for a quick session before we have to head up to Dublin. So we're driving to Maynooth and getting the train in from there. So I'm going to go back to the house and just grab something quick before I go into the gym, like maybe a banana or something like that. Just give me a small bit of energy. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm kind of aiming to push out my breakfast slightly to, I suppose, help my energy levels adapt to that lower fuel going into the likes of my workouts and stuff. And I'm getting used to it. It was tough at the beginning, but definitely kind of getting used to it now. And, I find that I'm able to control that a little bit better as well. Now, last night, don't get me wrong, I was starving before bedtime. I was getting those cravings, and not necessarily because I didn't control my food during the day. I hit a lot of protein in yesterday's food, but I suppose it had become a habit over the last couple of weeks and months to have something snack based before I went to bed that I didn't really need, and my body got adapted to that and I got used to it. And since I haven't been giving myself that, my body still has the craving for it. So it's just those little things that are really going to help you in the long run, that you can kind of have discipline around. A small bit of sacrifice does need to happen in a fat loss phase, and things like that, those small little simple changes could go a long way. So it's important for me to maybe be able to push out certain meals so that I don't become over hungry before bed, or that the cravings don't get too much that I can't handle. So I suppose pushing out the meal times a bit further in the day is really helping with that as well. Those are kind of some key tips around that. And I'm definitely drinking a lot more water in the past week, definitely. Like yesterday, I was really on top of that. Had a rugby game on Thursday evening and I was so sore after. I felt dehydrated as well. It was quite hot during the game, so I definitely needed to up the water intake yesterday. And I definitely find that that's helping my cravings, is keeping me fuller for longer as well. Especially between meals, to kind of keep sipping on the water is really good. And then, overall, pretty good week. Happy enough with the progress. Happy enough with how the structure of it all is going, especially the calorie intake. The main thing for me was to not, I suppose, over restrict things from the get-go, and just kind of have a routined approach into the 8-week phase. So that is a solid leg session in the bag just before we hit the road. So I didn't have an awful lot of time, spent about 40 minutes to an hour in there, and I warmed up the legs with a little bit of hip abduction and adduction, and then one compound exercise was the hack squat. So I done 5 solid working sets on that, and then into some isolation work. So I did some leg extensions, I did some leg curls. They are absolute killer. I hate them. The burn just kills me on the leg curl with the hamstrings. And then I done some calf raises and tibialis raises as well. So I really find the tibialis raise works well for helping with the shin strength, especially with the running and the impact of the running too. So I've really been adding that in a good bit to my training over the last year or so, especially with more running that I'm doing as well. So it's really helpful. So yeah, solid session. Really glad to get that in. My recovery has been really good actually since taking the creatine, especially I'm noticing it this week now. I thought it would have been a lot sorer after the rugby game on Thursday. I got a few bad knocks on Thursday, but the knees were a little bit tender, just hitting the ground. The ground has been so hard because the weather has been so good. But yeah, feeling good. The recovery was good. I was kind of skeptical about doing leg day in there today, but felt strong, felt good. So went with it, and definitely the creatine is helping me 100% recover, bounce back to kind of perform in the gym at the same level. So really happy with that. And I just wanted to mention quickly about, I suppose, taking a maintenance phase and how it is important from time to time to take a break from being in a fat loss phase or being in a gaining phase, and just go back to maintenance and kind of bring your calories back up or bring your calories back down, whichever way you are working at the minute. But, from the people I mainly work with from a fat loss perspective, we don't want to be in a fat loss phase forever. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking 2 weeks off, going back up to maintenance, taking a break from the gym, taking a break from training and all that kind of stuff. Because for me, I took a break from what I suppose being as accountable to my calorie tracking. I would have been training as normal, but now I feel so motivated to track my calories and to kind of get back into the swing of things and hit the goal that I'm setting myself to lose the fat, compared to if I was always trying to lose fat every week throughout the year, every week throughout a couple of months, and not take any break at all. So that little maintenance break really helps your metabolism, it helps your motivation and your energy, and then when you set that goal again for yourself, you're kind of in a better place to, I suppose, go for it and approach it. So definitely taking a maintenance break from time to time is a great idea. And if you're someone who, I suppose, has been trying to lose fat over the past while and you feel as though you're hitting that plateau stage, a maintenance break could be just what you need at the minute. So bringing your calories back up to maintenance, just maybe lowering the intensity of your workouts, not to kind of maybe completely stop altogether, maybe focus on going out for a few walks instead, or just dropping the intensity of your workouts, and then get back on it then maybe in 2 or 3 weeks time. Knuckle down on your nutrition, set yourself a new calorie deficit, start tracking your calories, maybe get a new workout program so that can lighten your, I suppose, energy and your mood a little bit as well. But definitely that maintenance break could be just what you need. So definitely have a think about it. And it's really actually given me a big boost now at the minute, because I was kind of at a lull. I wasn't feeling myself, even though I knew I was kind of in that maintenance period. I had a lot of stuff on over the past couple of months, and there was no point in me trying to lose fat at that time because there was loads of meals out, there was all this kind of stuff going on. Recently got engaged, so you can imagine there was a couple of celebrations and stuff like that. So that wasn't the right time for me, but now it is. So my motivation is a lot higher now, and I'm approaching it in the right way in terms of not an extreme calorie deficit, but making sure that I'm conscious of what I'm eating, I'm tracking my calories, and I'm enjoying the process in the midst of it all, which is the most important thing. So yeah, definitely have a think about a maintenance break if you're someone kind of at that plateau stage at the minute. What you doing?
Nothing.
Look at my beautiful chauffeur for the day. Are you excited for the match?
Yeah.
She doesn't like the camera.
Okay, stop. Stop.
So we're on the road up to Dublin now, and as you can see there, I had my lunch just after the gym. So that's always something I'll tell clients if they're going on a weekend trip away, or if they're going out and about for the day and they're afraid of going over calories. I always say try and get a decent breakfast into you before you go off, traveling in the car, because that kind of fills you up and you're less likely to be snacking then as much on the go. So try and have something substantial before you leave the house, high in protein, that's going to fill you up for longer. And maybe try and bring something with you. So I have a protein bar, grenade protein bar with me that I'll have throughout the journey. Maybe stop off and get a coffee or something like that. But all these little things will help, especially if you're someone trying to stay on track in a fat loss journey coming up to the weekends. The worst thing that people kind of are vulnerable to is snacking at the weekend when they're on the go. So having something substantial before you leave the house is really helpful. And getting a bit of movement in before you go on your travels at the weekend or whatever it is really helpful. So like just getting out for a few steps in the morning before you leave will really help just increase those activity levels and get you burning a few calories before you're sitting down maybe traveling in the car. You don't have to worry about getting gym sessions in at the weekend if you're a busy parent, or you're out and about for the weekend. Just getting a few extra steps in is really, really helpful, and to kind of be conscious of that then as well. So I normally set high target days for myself and my clients, and then lower target days. So we'll all have days during the week where we won't get as many steps in as we'd like, but if we have a lower target day, for example, if we on our low days maybe only hit 3,000, can we try and get maybe 4,000 steps? Because anything extra is going to be really helpful, and it's going to play positively into your mindset as well. And I think, if you're going on a holiday or something like that, the last thing some people want to worry about is having to go to the gym. But if you kind of keep your step count up, it's going to help with your digestion of food, and it's also going to help, burn more calories as well. So, you don't always have to be worrying about getting in workouts, trying to get to the gym maybe 6 or 7 days a week. Getting a few extra steps in is going to be really helpful as well.